It's been an extremely productive 7 days since the last video, so I thought I would give you guys an update. The enormous mirror that used to go from the ceiling all the way down to the vanity has been removed. A glass company came and they were actually able to get that out in one piece, which is pretty amazing considering we had two light fixture outlets and an electrical outlet that passed through the mirror. And so the fact that they got that thing off the wall in one piece, even with those holes in it, is nothing short of amazing. The new can lights have been installed above the vanity, and those will replace the two lights that used to come through the mirror. We already had two lights over the tub, but those have been replaced with much newer lights, and another can light has been installed over the shower. Over here previously, the sink on the left had hot and cold shutoff, and then they ran pipe through the vanity over to the sink on the right. And he's in the process now of doing that properly, where there will be shutoffs for each sink. We also had this outlet moved over. There used to be a single outlet here that came through the mirror, and now we're changing that over to a double outlet. Another change we're making, I have ordered 3 GFCI outlets that include USB-A and USB-C 24-watt charging plugs. And so one gets installed here, one will replace this GFCI outlet over on the other side, and the third one will go up here. This is where we're putting our towel warmer. It will be attached at 4 points, here and here, here, and over on the left. The towel warmer will be powered here. We're putting our third GFCI USB outlet up here, so that anything we want to put on the rack on top of the towel warmer can be powered by that outlet. We've got 2 switches that are going in here. There's going to be a timer for the towel warmer, and there'll be a switch here that will control the night light, heat, and vent that's going to go in place of this old unit. We're actually going to move the new one over to the right about 18 inches or so. And so that's the old unit that'll come down, and a new unit will go in its place. The old tub has been removed, and the wall that used to go here from floor to ceiling has been removed and replaced by a 42-inch high wall. And this will be topped eventually in the same granite that's going on the vanity countertop, and then there'll be glass from there all the way up to about where you see the drywall cut off there. And so the glass will go up that high. And we're also going to have a piece of that same granite used in the corner here as a seat, and a piece of that granite will also make the threshold that you step over to go into the shower. Now, we did come across this little 2-inch pipe here, which is a drain for the condensation for air conditioner upstairs, and we believe it may also be a vent pipe since it's a 2-inch pipe. We are going to reroute this a little bit and tuck this into this corner here so that we don't have to build the shower around it. We'll have 90-degree corners in the shower wall, and that little bench that sits there will be cantilevered. One of the other things we needed to do was to move over the drain. The original tub drained here. This has to be moved over here to accommodate the new tub. And similarly, we had to move the shower drain. It used to be about here, and the shower drain used to stick up about 3 inches higher than the floor because the fiberglass shower stall had an elevated floor. And now this is flush with the floor, and it's at the right height by the time we put in the concrete backer board and the waterproofing and the tile and everything else. This will be the correct height. And so this has been backfilled with sand. and this one will get backfilled with sand, and then we'll pour cement in there to fill those up and level them off. The mounting flange for the tub filler has been mounted. Got a nice solid piece of 3/4 inch plywood here, and there are 2 of these brass fittings with service stops, so you can cut off the water right here and not have to shut off the water to the whole house if you ever have to work on the tub filler. Those are getting bolted through. They're going to put bolts through here, through the steel, and through the plywood with a T-bolt on the back side. And those are going to be nice and solid, and will make the tub filler very sturdy should someone grab it and use it as an assist handle while getting in or out of the tub. It won't move. And so this plate and these shutoffs are optional. You could just run the pipe up, put a 90 degree and attach the tub filler to that, but this is much more substantial. And so plus you get to have the service stop, so I think it's a good investment. Now the work on the shower, we're waiting on a plumbing piece to wrap that up. Here's our mixing valve for your hot and cold water. Here's the diverter valve, so the water will either go upwards and out the large can shower head, or it can be diverted over to the handheld shower with the hose attachment. And so that'll get mounted to this side of the diverter and mixer. And on this side we're installing a 12-inch by 28-inch high niche, and we're going to put 1 or 2 glass shelves in that niche to divide that space up into smaller spaces. The tile on the shower walls and around the bathtub is going to be white subway tile. The tile on the floor is gray, almost looks like cement, and it's going to be 1 foot by 2 foot on the floor, and it'll be 2-inch square in the shower. One of the things that this builder has done, he's very, very meticulous, which I really appreciate. Very detail oriented. I've noticed he doesn't use nails. Most contractors have a nail gun and they just shoot nails for everything. This guy drills pocket screws and installs long galvanized screws in everything he does. And so it's a little extra effort, but it makes for a much sturdier wall. And by the time you cover this, I mean, it's already pretty stiff. You put cement backer board on both sides of this, and this thing isn't going anywhere. He's also screwed in 2x4 here for where the glass wall of the shower will be mounted. So he really does go the extra mile and thinks about a lot of small details that I certainly wouldn't have thought about. One of the things he's suggested, and I've agreed to, is he's going to install a 110 volt outlet behind the commode in case we ever decide we want a bidet toilet seat. It would be easy to add one because the power would already be there, and that way you could have your heated seat with hot water bidet if that's your thing. I don't know about that. I've never tried that before, but kind of got me thinking about it now. And so the work is coming along very well. I would say we're on schedule or ahead of schedule. The few little challenges we faced, he's got answers for, and this should be moving along pretty quickly here. He's going to wrap up the plumbing. The electrical is pretty much done except for moving that heat vent light, or I say moving, actually removing the old one and installing the new one. The tile has got to come up, and he kind of worked on it a little bit, and he said whoever put down the tile, they actually did a good job. This stuff is really stuck down, and it's going to take a lot of work to get this out of here. And so I'm glad that I don't have to deal with that. He's handling it. And so that's about it for now. I'll provide another update as soon as there's enough to talk about, probably in another week or so. I hope you find this interesting, and perhaps it helps you out in any renovations you're considering. And so if you enjoy this or find it helpful, please like and subscribe. That would help me out on my channel, and it would also make sure that you see future videos. So thank you for watching, and catch you in about a week.